Baby honey, jangan nak buat lawak bila lu tahu lu ain't funny. This money be filling my tummy. Korang tengok mata merah grumpy. Funny, dulu tak pandang at me, sekarang nak minta selfie. Bila kosong baru y'all look for me. It's the weekends, y'all be having weekends. Kata tak boleh, we know weekend. Siang tak ada masalah, tapi semua jadi syaitan in the evening. AJ tak ada feelings, AJ paling realist. Please, please, AJ tak pernah miss. Korang try hard to please, tapi AJ bangkit hero tanpa Chris. Panggil bossy, ya aku bossy, tapi muka lu tu dah basi. Ya my flow too spicy, awal lu dengar kata basin. Mulut gua je yang masin, I manifest apa yang I'm having. Solid waist like Messi, korang tengok cara gua like lessons. Dorang talking about
whatsoever, is not landing any shots. Going on a killing streak, going for the 8. Walking right into Elfin, full blind, the Pattern is going huge there. 4 kills. You know that there's one more here. I want her.
By both the paper and the aftershock. Hard needs to swing this up, but this is what time that is going to happen. Holbox actually going damage. Already on. Movement, and this is why Cillian. They do have to die.
Yes, just one gets one, he gets two.
And although they expected a double kick with one after the other.
Jay's to get that hard. Jay!
Extremely doable. Elfin on really low HP. The pop left comes through full blind, and the spray trap. A very key player with the attitude.
But Red Bobby still holding on. This position very powerful. open-ended point, but then now they take a lot of control, but Cyber gets pushed out. Also doesn't look it, so Mojo win this for his team. Upon neutral attack, take the fight and win. What is up, people? Welcome to the Codenell one-shot Valorant tournament. Today we have a great lower bracket that is going to be happening. Lower bracket semi-finals round 3, and you're here with us again. I'm Husky. This one is Michumi as my partner, and wow, we are coded. We are color coded.
I mean, yeah, it's just as exciting as the games, you know. This is apparently what you noted, a rematch, right, between Team Rebels and no.men. And, you know, we gotta be really professional, got the color scheme and everything. So this is the lower bracket semifinals, and I am so excited to see how this is actually going to go. What do you think?
First of all, we have a best of 3. That's the best thing ever. You know, long gone are those very quick best of 1s. Now we really get to see these teams being put to the test, how they kind of adapt, even if they ended up losing the first map. And the most exciting thing is that when I jumped onto the call, I thought I was looking into a mirror because, you know, apparently aside from our outfit, our hair color almost looks the same. I think we are more than ready to give this best of 3 kind of the cast that it deserves.
Right, and it's going to be so exciting because the pressure is really on. Remember, lower bracket meaning one of them is really going to go home at this point, and definitely both sides don't want it to be either of them. So I'm going to expect some really great plays of them. I heard that for their banning, did they ban the infamous Ascent?
I think they did. Yeah, Ascent actually is taken out, so thank goodness we've witnessed 4 or 5 days of Ascent throughout the group stage. Finally, these teams decided to graduate from that map. We're not going back there, at least for today. And that it's in of itself is good enough for me. And I think, you know, we also need to talk about how these two teams even get to this place in the first place, right? They both dropped from that upper bracket, which happened 4 days ago in the very first round. So they have gone through the entire lower bracket gauntlet to get to this point. We said towards the end of the group stage that we will definitely see more of them, and who would have thought that it's in this fateful rematch?
Right, and it is so exciting. I mean, I've seen Team Rebels just really blast their way through every other tournament, and of course, in the previous rounds for both teams, they actually 2-0 Team Phoenix and Team Solon. So this is definitely going to be an incredibly exciting match. I feel like both teams really deserve the spot that they had earned for this lower bracket, and we're going to see whoever is going to continue on to these finals. Do you have any favorites though for this kind of matchup?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like I'm on the fence. I think after watching these two teams perform on the scent that day, it really, you know, it really feels a bit tough for me to pick a team to win. I feel like I wanted to see more of them in the later stages of the tournament. So in this case, I'm split. You know, just like the first map, we're going to split. On the first map, by the way, I don't think we've seen split at all in the group stage, at least not on broadcast. So this is going to be a treat as well.
Yes, and Split is honestly one of my favorite maps. Ever since the recent updates on the map of Split, it's become from completely defender-sided to what we've seen more balance for the teams, and definitely it's going to be based on how they play. And because it's a map that hasn't been frequently used on this, we're going to see definitely new lineups and different agent picks. So that is going to be incredibly exciting for the teams.
Absolutely, and we are just about ready to hop into Agent Select just to see what these teams have kind of prepared for us. As much as the map has changed, I think the agent compositions overall would still remain almost identical to how Split was played back in the days. We're already seeing the Sky and the Astra on the side, I believe, of no.men.
Right, and it's going to be a battle of this kind of lineup. One side seems to be hovering more towards a double controller play for the defenders, while the attackers really might be going on the offense this time rather than a Viper. They might actually be going with a Brimstone, which is not fairly seen well on this. However, it might be the decider where one side is actually choosing a Cypher, which is a great sentinel on a map like Split, where we've seen other professionals really demonstrate the use of Cypher with those uncanny corners and those camera placements. Really great.
And the best part is that Cypher has that tripwire link extended, right? So more angles to play with, and we get to see a Gecko. Finally, Gecko being revealed for the first time on broadcast in this tournament, and we're gonna see it on Split of all maps. As if this feast isn't getting already, you know, a bit too luxurious to start it off as an appetizer. I'm all for it. I'm all for the Split map. I'm all for this best of 3, and I'm all for the Gecko.
And I really love this kind of lineup. I mean, it's bringing us something completely refreshing. Even for the duelists, rather than going for the usual Raze pick, they're actually going for Phoenix, which has been presented as really great so far on those that have actually chosen him. So this is going to be what a pick, though, for them.
How do you see this, the Gecko and the Phoenix interact though, on a map like Split?
They can definitely utilize the sort of flash timings. Now, we know Gecko, when you're trying to pop a flash at an angle, it's a bit slow and very easy to break. However, Phoenix's flash, that pop flash, has been completely menacing, and we're going to see possibly a double duel play from that. But let's look at this mid push.
And we have, you know, with the best music, this guy has been phenomenal. Last time we saw him, but Heart out the gates with the frenzy and utilizing this Viper wall. It's just like how Team Rebels, not being greedy with the initial pickoff, they instantly back off, and getting rid of that Astra itself is already good enough, right? You take away all these nebulas that no.men initially has.
Right there.
Right, and it's already a 4v5, but they are going to try to clear a bit of an angle in order to push into vents. Now, I don't know if they'll be expecting this because both members are actually looking away, but they are taking control of main, and this could be a really great pincher play for the defenders if they manage to play it right. Now, the spike is actually rotating so slowly through sewers, and they might have been hearing the footsteps of the waters going through, but Demon King actually getting picked off, and getting the first one, but they know someone else is there, and they're going low, but a great follow-up by We The Best Music, and now actually pushing onto site, and now the spike is free to push through. However, a bit of a push there by Heart, and a pop flash by Phoenix.
It's gonna be a crossfire though, and Heart was able to get rid of now. Holox also finds the best music against Rush Bobby against 3, but pistol round goes over to Team Rebels. A pretty clean start.
Definitely. I mean, both sides had the same idea for a mid control. However, that Viper wall managed to make things incredibly difficult for their kind of push. And they completely utilized the space that they controlled because of the Viper wall there. And they're using it once more. So now it's going to be how they adapt to this. And it seems that they might be trying it once more. This time on the other side with sewers. And a possible lurk here on A main.
And you see this a bit more of a different split, right? Cypher this time not setting up any wires on that A main, but just like you said, Michumi, they are going to try this mid take once more. The Viper wall this time is not up just yet, but you have Trash who's gonna pop that late guiding light, and there's a lot of info, even catching with the best music, seeing the spike drop in this area. Demon King finding 2. Able to retrieve the spike and a couple of specters along the way, but still they have that numbers disadvantage if on the side of no.men. And this could be a pretty straightforward retake for Team Rebels.
Yes, but it's going to be based on how they play together and how they're going to utilize the information that they can get, because this could be really difficult. Although a blind, the paranoia is actually going to go through and get Nio, but they have no idea that he's actually placed here with a Spectre on the side, and Ree actually finishes it with a 2k, although cutting it a little low with 21 HP there.
Definitely, and the only thing Team Rebels lost that round was a Spectre, which in all things considered, not too bad of a trade. Overall, was a great force buy round for Team Rebels. Now we head into the rifles, and so far we haven't really seen the full application of what this Astra and Gecko wanted to achieve on the side of no.men. Hopefully, in this rifle round, when they have all the crests that they need, we get to see that come into fruition.
Right, and I mean, I feel that they are just trying and testing a few things out, but I'm sure they have an excellent play for us. Now, the Astral Stars are actually already planted for B in order to give them space, and Naum is actually taking a very quick space there and peek to see if we could catch anyone off guard on B, but because of that flash and a little bit of aggressiveness despite playing for picks, they actually have a little bit of a rotation. Jet trying to see if anyone will be pushing mid, and now they're getting more information. They hear the footsteps though going through vents, but they're not sure exactly who was cleared out, and this could be dangerous with Muntrap. Now a great little peek there to possibly bait in, but he knows better, and that flash is going to indicate that someone is in heaven, possibly ready to take over. Now it's going to be up to Trash and how he's going to play this.
Does make a bit of contact. He's gonna drop the mosh pit as well, alongside with that Nebula, completely isolating Trash, and Holog spotted out by Naum as well. Late on the TV, he's gonna be taken out. Trash right out heaven with the pop flash, straight into Rush. Bobby was able to duck away into the shadows. So for this round, no.men getting the spike down without anyone going down. They even have this late lurk from Demon King who took care of the Viper, and Dizzy up top as well, confirming the presence of Ree. A 2 versus 5 retake, almost impossible for the side of Team Rebels, but they have to try. This is a round where they're projected to not do so well thanks to kind of the lack of weaponry, but Ree is the only one with that Vandal. Unfortunately, up against this post-plant setup, it is basically impossible. So Team Rebels is going to look to save the gun. Demon King might have a chance to take it out of their hands. We'll see how this is going to end up. So far, Demon King is still on that late lurk, and no.men get a very, very clean and flawless rifle round.
Yes, I think saving those would be the best option at this point. They tried to go for a little bit of a bonus, but it wasn't able to make it, and now it's going to be their buy round to counter the previous buy round by no.men, but things are going to be difficult because if Team Rebels does not win this round, their economy is not going to look very healthy, and things could actually completely turn around. Now, the placement for them, the Viper's wall is going to still be placed in the same way as well as the Astral Stars, just to, you know, give that bit of space. So they are going to get information that there are people having a little bit of a peek. And I don't think they're going to try to play it that Cypher Trap is actually going to delay things further, but they are going to try to take space. Rush Bobby actually clearing out and getting the information that they need for the heaven. So now they are slowly going to go for the push, and it might be a push to A. However, the trap was censored, and now they are having a little bit of a flank. But Trap has to be careful because that smoke is going to be gone.
And I just like how no.men adjusted to this, right? They have 2 Nebulas, one in vents and one in mill, and they use it to systematically clear out specific areas. They've been doing this for 2 rounds straight. They Nebula up mill and they clear out vents with it, but you did have Olaf who was able to walk on forward and get that pick, and instantly this flank, this very long flank, finally working out for the side of Team Rebels. They basically took care of the majority of no.men's manpower, and now he's gonna run into Trash, taking this guy out of the picture, but the spike basically in control of Team Rebels, and that long-winded flank paid off, Ishumi.
And he has so much to clear as well, despite knowing exactly where the spike is. And with only a few seconds left, he has no choice but to either save the gun or to really fight and destroy the economy that's there. But the round is just completely lost, and he has no choice but to hold the angle that he had previously taken from them. And just as fast, we've gone from a possible tiebreaker to a 3-1, and one of the problems being that there is a little bit of a slow play, and once Team Rebels actually pushes out and gets the map control that's needed on either of the sides, they have no choice. No.men is actually getting pinchered and losing the map space, and that's going to become a problem if they don't have a counter for it in the long run.
Do you think it is also partially due to how No.men have been trying to clear out these areas? They are taking a bit of that time to kind of dissect these areas, right? Especially that mid part, which they are going to pivot away this time, going for a fast B push and hold up, reposition himself, and able to take care of that running back from Naum as well. And that is basically a bonus. This snake bite, absolutely deadly. And even with Dizzy, it doesn't really matter at this point. 2 members of the side of No.men getting dispatched in an instant. And the rest of Team Rebels basically on this B side. That firewall will only break line of sight just for a while. But No.men, they need the spike and it's out in the open.
They had no idea that Viper's poison was actually laid out in front of the smoke and not inside of it. So the moment that they stepped in, they were completely vulnerable, and now it's just a matter of a spray down. They see where the spike is located, and any time that they try to push through, it could be completely devastating. So Rush Bobby still has 2 flashes available, and he probably is going to go for it, but it seems that they have the same idea, and Ree is going to be catching Demon King off guard. Another flash is going to go in, but no choice, Ree is getting it, and Holox actually finishes it off. What a quick turn of events.
Another round where Team Rebels are just reading No.men like a book. Last round, it was this very late rotation out of A main, and that was the area where the Cypher had a tripwire as well. And because of how long No.men took, they ended up getting flanked, losing out the round. They switch it up, and the read was there from Team Rebels. No.men once more, this time going for Plan C, having a 2-3 split, completely ditching a potential mid control, but there's no toxic screen there. This Viper also relocating her utility, this time blocking out that A.
Right, and now it's a little bit of a faster push here. Phoenix actually taking control, however, Demon King having to go on a little bit of a soft angle now. A bit of a whiff there by Ree, but no worries because Sky is they're going to be countering, and Matrap getting one, and Hard actually taking the other. Gecko is completely down, and now it's going to be a rotation between the teams, but they don't even care. The poison is so good, and unfortunate. I mean, Naum takes one with him, but there's nothing much they could do after that.
As much as this revamped map is a bit more even for both sides, this still looks like it's very defender-sided. 5-1 in the favor of Team Rebels. They didn't have to use any ultimates up to this point, and it's all just very basic utilities, right? We see how much impact the #1 Matrips, his snake bite provided to the team. All these frags, all these holes that Team Rebel have gotten so far is because of this great read and having that snake bite to really kind of filter out the members of No.men. And now this arm getting put to good use. Re-blinded, but doesn't matter. Right through the blinding light, getting the Naum out of the way, and this B push basically stopped. There's no more B attempt coming up from No.men. They can't do it.
That was honestly just way too incredible of a moment. So much value already taken from the operator, and now they have to see if they're going to push mid, but it's completely taking control now. This Thrash could be potentially dangerous, but Ray's baited him out, and getting only one though. Lorenzo actually taking one after the other, but another follow-up by the team. Trash and Holox there, complete on their crossfire.
The ultimate value just more from Team Rebels. 1 Viper spit to win the round. They did force the Thrash out, but even then you saw the teamwork, right? Thrash chasing after a member, but you have someone hiding in the Viper spit to go for the trade. And 6-1, this is looking pretty dicey if you're a No.men.
I mean, one thing that we have to take note, Rebels was losing previously with them and actually lost to their games, and now they actually might be using it as a sort of motivation. Now that spray down could be so dangerous, but as much as he needs a spike and they know that he needs a spike, they're not going to be giving it to him. so many people on the A side, but the spike is actually all the way towards B, and they have no clue. They might be just taking space. Holok's actually going down and giving them a free gun for this sort of thrifty round. This could be so dangerous, and he had no idea what could be going.
Very good misdirection, but we the best music. It's his time to shine again. He has done this so many times. 3 members of Team Rebel in that heaven. We the best music to make contact with just one. Not good enough. V gets the job done, but Naeom, the second one on the flank, he sees all of them drop down onto the site. Rush Bobby is gonna be the B main, gets rid of the showstopper, and this should be enough. V only has 9 HP left, and there's just no time for him to win this round. Finally, a thrifty round for the side of No.men. They needed this desperately.
Right. And it was just so perfectly planned. They already had people from A site push in and just have a full hold, and when there was no choice because of the spike planted on the other side and no information actually being given from that, they had so much map control because of it, and it worked out perfectly for the team. And now they have to be ready and more wary. It seems that they probably won't be going for an over rotation any longer.
I think they used 3 ultimates just for that round. It's a very, very expensive round, but at least they won, and now they have an operator on the Astra of everyone. Of all people, Lorenzo, he's gonna be watching ramps, but Ree also has his own op, so this is a battle for the A main. They're gonna use the Cyber Cage just to block off that A main, probably allowing some sort of crossover. Both the Phoenix and the Gecko made it through. Ree is gonna get the initial frame to Lorenzo, but Naeom and We the best music. They do the tag team, get things done. Trash also not able to withstand this onslaught. The Tanzanian Tiger able to get the concuss off. Spike goes down, and it's a 2 versus 4 retake.
Last player standing.
And now it actually goes down so fast to a 1v3, and Holok is looking incredibly low. He has plenty of util and actually takes down the operator, but Naeom is just completely there and adding so much pressure. And, but he's actually really trying to go for it, and it's all about clearing this and getting the actual push on there. Now he taps for it, and now they're just playing ring around the rosy, and unfortunately that spray down Rush Bobby actually getting it. Oh, what a close fight. What? That shouldn't have even happened.
Almost a hero, but stopped at the very end as well. And it's just these moments. No.men, again, breathing a sigh of relief. That was a round 1, but at the end of it, when you look at the economy, they barely recovered from that win. But it does put both teams at the same circumstance, right? Whoever loses this round is going to go broke when we hit round 11. But the alt economy, Gecko has to thrash again. This could be a key for No.men to get another round win.
Right, and the spike is actually being brought to mid. So this could be a sort of old pacing being brought back. So far, they've been winning because of an aggressive push onto A, but they have no ults available other than Thrash. And it's going to be a little bit difficult now that Flash is going to try to clear off if anyone is there. However, of course, nobody is peeking this angle, and 2 people. Oh, this could be so dangerous. That's Thrash. No way.
No way.
No way.
Thrash just collects the bounty, and now they reassert control over Mill and the Seekers. So much info given. Number 1 trip again. Blinded, but doesn't matter. Just a quick fall this round. And that was supposed to be one of the more valuable rounds with Thrash as well, but just not clearing out the necessary angles. They used both the Guiding Light and Dizzy to clear out mid. And they didn't have any follow-up from Mill, which is pretty costly, right? At the end of the day, you use a big ultimate, but you end up getting nothing out of it. 7-3 right now. We're gonna have a tech pause. But man, walk me through that round, because that round felt catastrophic for No.men.
Right. I mean, they had the Cypher lurk on A to possibly play Pincher, as well as to get information as to where they could rotate from mid. And the only ult that they actually had in play, Thrash, although it was at such a close angle and could have been utilized so perfectly, they weren't able to actually clear off all the corners that they needed to clear. And because of that, with a little bit of a control neither of the team, you know, they really backed down on there and managed to get it. And Cypher trying to actually help them out, trying to push towards vents. Unfortunately, who did not completely rotate, you know, they ended up just knocking them down as fast as they wanted to take it, and now they are bringing us to a 7-3, and things are just not going to be looking good. But we never know if when it comes to switching sides, things could change. Now, one of the things I wish that we could be seeing is a full utilization of Gecko, because so far I haven't been seeing it. I mean, Wingman hasn't been being used, the concusses, so much use, and Heart actually spraying down.
Again, it's another round where you can't let him get away with 3 kills. Not like that. They're just gonna get crunched on site right now. Only 2 sheriffs to work with. Don't even have time to retrieve Dizzy. The gun's not in their favor. And no Team Rebels, they have all the utilities that they need. We the best really standing on the snake bite, and he just comes in for an easy double. Almost feels like a walk in the park this round. 8-3 will be the score as they hit into the last round of the first half. But so far, Team Rebels have been absolutely stomping No.men. If revenge is a dish, best of course is best served in the best of 3, where you start off the first map with such a lead.
Right, and again, we were saying that the utilization of Gecko's gear is not being used. I mean, that flash came in way too late for that kind of push. They knew that having the smoke up could mean a potential spray down, and they knew the positioning of Heart has been there constantly for several rounds, if not Heart. I mean, they've had Ree on Heaven for so many rounds that they are just not making this adjustment, and now they're going to be trying it once more this time.
Oh no.
But however, with the operator must trap 2 in a row.
I've got your
It's a Viper with a knob. This is Team Rebels are getting away with way too much at this point. They did cut into screens of Nail, but he has so much work to do. Rush Bobby will not be able to hold the flank. And this is such an awkward position for No.men to be in. The daggers are pulled up. Only the best music. What can you do at this point? He's even going to go for the knife, and he ends up going down to the paint shells. Whatever that is, a 9-3 is what we get to open up this this semi-finals. But Team Rebels, if there's anything that have adapted since the last time these two teams met, it's definitely how they get those reads in. And so far, they are looking phenomenal.
Don't think it.
Yes, and even more so than the Reeds, they're playing like a team that is so sync. They know that if there is a potential push here, who will be the one to actually get the trade, what utils to utilize. These kind of bait positionings as well has been so beautiful for the team, and now we're going to see them on the attacker side, and things could be incredibly interesting, as well as the guns that are going to be bought here. Now on the other side, actually trying to lean more towards a frenzy, I guess. Going to go more than the util. The pistol is going to be utilized. So let's see this A main push.
Oh, Wingman running right out. That's the info that you need. Big flash. But welcome to the meat grinder again. Number 1 by 3 just holds down the clip, gets 3 instantly. What you cannot ask for a better start. Team Rebels looking for the 10th round. And Demon King, there's a late flash, but Hollox doesn't even need it. He's like, you can blind me, I'm gonna get the kill anyways. Flawless for Team Rebels. It's 10-3. They've hit double digits.
They had the right read. They had Wingman actually push through that Phoenix pop flash. It would have been so perfect. However, that peak 1 by 1, they just lined up in the exact sort of swing. And it ended up being completely detrimental to that kind of push. And it's something that they have to really polish if that's the kind of strat and lineup that they're going to be bringing into in further tournaments.
This is getting a bit scary for No.men. I feel like a bit scary is it's an understatement. Massive understatement. Heart taking care of that cheeky Cypher cam as well. There's so much awareness. They will put up this Nebula. Gonna allow We the Best Music to cross right through, but you still have a Viper wall to contend with, right? That can end up isolating this Gecko. And they're not even gonna try. They will drop the Boombot, and that's more than enough. It's gonna reveal We the Best Music where he is, forcing him to use that Dizzy to clear our A main. For the rest of Team Rebels, they're ready for the mid take.
Right, and they are just completely going through. Now, the poison orb is going to be so difficult to pass through, and they're just going to have to go through completely through CT and completely clearing sight. Rush Bobby has no choice but to go down. Lorenzo almost getting one, but a whiff at an unfortunate timing. Now that pop flash is going to be taking down one after the other. They are just menacing.
Oh yeah, this is just demolition.
Right.
Kind of what's expected, right? After you win a pistol round, you're gonna win the fourth buy. They have a clean kind of 2-round conversion at the start of each half for Team Rebels, and that kind of was the case when they first met. But this is an unprecedented showing. 11-3 is not the scoreline I came in here expecting, especially in this one of the most anticipated rematch.
Right, and it's going to be because they brought them to a map like Split, which is completely different from a very, very practiced map like Ascent. And it's really going to show based on how the team is playing. And they are making really great clears here. Now the Cypher Trap is going to be getting 1 and 2. Demon King actually trying to go for a third. Unfortunately, they are going down, and it's all up to Holox once again. But Nayeom just ends the round really fast. Maybe they actually heard what you had said, and they're now going to be bringing it back.
Oh, they better do it for 7 more rounds. It is a tall climb for no.men. But that was a fantastic round, right? You only lost the Cypher. They keep 4 guns, so the economy is in a decent spot. You know, they can carry on forward, but still no margins of error. You know, losing a single round is not an option anymore. And for the side of Team Rebels, they have basically a very comfortable cushion to fall back on. This time going for a 3-1-1 split, instantly clearing out that B main in the garage, including kind of the hallway as well. So Lorenzo has no space to work with. He's going to be forced all the way back onto site. With only 1 Nebula left on that entrance of the garage, he's going to pull it up instantly, which allows Hard to just go straight for that showstopper charge, and they even get a 1-for-1 trade.
Right, and now it's going to be based on how they're having this push. They're just getting the information, but they are playing it as safely as they needed. Now Rush Bobby actually just really shoulder peeking and baiting for Nayeom there, and now they know exactly where and which 2 players are holed up in this, and Hard actually getting 1 through that wall. What?
Yeah, I feel like the people on the side of Team Rebels have trained to shoot without vision, right? How many times have these people been flashed and still get a headshot? It is unreal. Now the map is for the taking. Demon King, he's been spotted snake by pink shells. He's trying to protect himself with that cyber cage, but he needs to hold on for longer than this, and it's just not long enough.
30 seconds left.
1 versus 3 retake is Lorenzo on the flank. He's able to take care of Trash, putting himself in a more winnable position, but there's this post-plant double stack from the side of Team Rebel. They're gonna come up from elbow as well. Lorenzo needs to readjust, but Re is there on the mark, and 12-4 it is. Match point for Team Rebels.
Match point.
I mean, that's really how Team Rebels play. When they know they are at a numbers advantage, they really try to have that double peak. They've been doing it constantly on all of their games for retakes and for attacking positions, and now they're taking one after the other. And you're right, maybe they really are well trained, that despite being flashed or blinded, you know, they completely know where to spray down when necessary. And this is exactly the kind of soft skills that we really want to see on these kinds of tournaments.
Probably play aim labs with a blindfold on. That's a very wild guess. But Nayeom did get good info, and they have a decent bait and switch, but only for 1, and in this case, it's not good enough. You have the Gecko with the Thrash online, but now he's down. So that's 1 very crucial ultimate taken away from the side of no.men. And there is, you know, both the daggers, the knives, and the showstopper are there for Team Rebels if they want to use it for this push.
I can definitely see the showstopper being utilized once they have the correct amount of information. And now they are going to go the paranoia being completely menacing, and he will be getting one, but a trade after the other. Lorenzo's still alive on site. However, Ree will be coming in to clear it up, and Rush Bobby there in hell is being completely menacing. Demon King with the Sheriff only being able to utilize the plant is still not down. Plenty of time, and Rush Bobby is the last one left alive, and they are going for the verticality. Ree finishing it with the jet knives.
Was that supposed to be a fight?
Wow, 13-4, the start of the first map on Split. I mean, what a performance, a strong showing from Team Rebels, if anything. Thankfully, it's a best of 3, right? If this was a group stage, we would have packed up and went home, but we still have more to come. But this is a great start for Team Rebels, right? If they want to send a message to No.men that they're not pushovers like the last time, this is definitely one way to do it. And big props to Ree as well. When we saw these two teams first clash in the group stage, Ree had a kind of a mediocre day, right? At one point he was 4-13 on the jet, on Ascent, but right now top fragging 23-6, 330 ACS across 17 rounds. This is on Split with Icebox coming up. That's another interesting map. What do you expect for Icebox?
Icebox is definitely a little bit far from how Split is designed. It's a lot more open. However, I mean, if Ree is having a really great day, this is the playground of the Jets, as I've been told. And they might really come in with this. I mean, that operator has been completely menacing, and I could see them having that pressure on Icebox. However, it's going to be a lot more open, and the sort of map control, you know, it's going to be a very different sort of play. And we have no.men on the defense this time starting out. So it's going to be completely different, and hopefully a great game for us to check out. So I think we'll go on a little bit of a break, right, between the matches. So definitely stay tuned. And if you have any guesses, keep it in the chat. We'll be there.
both ways when you cross my mind. I said I'm sick of chasing. You're the one that's always running through my daydream. I can only see your face when I close my eyes.
Can I get a kiss? And can you make it last forever? I said I'm about to go to war, and I don't know if I'ma see you again. Can I get a kiss? And can you make it last forever? I said I'm about to go to war, and I don't know if I'ma see you again.
Switch it up. I said, okay, dookie. My infatuation it translating to another form of what you call it. Oh yeah, I ain't met you. I've been looking, stuck and waiting for. I stopped the chasing like an alcoholic. You don't understand me, what the fuck do you mean? It's them rose in the cheeks, yeah, it's them dirt colored eyes. Sugar, honey, iced tea, bumblebee on the scene. Yeah, I give up my bakery to have a piece of your pie. Ugh. 20 vision. Cupid hit me with precision. I wonder if you look both ways when you cross my mind. I said I'm sick of chasing. You're the one that's always running through my daydream. I can only see your face when I close my eyes.